Hello soulmates, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial we'll be learning how to cut and sew a straight cut gown with a slit sleeve. So I have my material here, and it's a bit stretchy. Okay, it stretches one side, and it is poly material. I don't know, it's poly material or something like that. So, and I have about 2 yards here. So if this is what you're interested in, let's just dive into the video. Okay guys, so the first thing I did was to fold my fabric. So guys, I'm going to start cutting or start drafting from the half length. Okay, so what I did was to draw out the waistline and the hip line, then divide my hip measurement by 4, and then added 2 extra inches, okay, for allowance. So the same thing, I repeat the same thing on the waistline, the waist measurement divided by 4, and I added 2 inches allowance also. Then let me just go ahead and cut it out. So after cutting out, now I folded another fabric for the back piece, and I placed the previous one on top of it, bringing out 2 inches allowance for the zipper. Okay, then after that I'm just going to move ahead to the upper side. So what I'm just doing here is to first of all draw the shoulder line, the bust line, and then I'm going to use that end as the waistline. So I'll go ahead and divide my bust measurement by 4 and added extra 2 inches allowance for ease. Okay, then the waist measurement by 4 as well, and I added 2 extra inches for allowance. Then I'll go ahead and connect it. So divide the shoulder measurement by 2, and then the neckline with 3 inches. Okay, then I come down for this part with 6.5 inches, because I really want the neckline to go deep. Okay, if you don't want your own like that, you can just go ahead and cut by 3 by 3. Okay, then I'll come down for the shoulder slope with 1 inch. And I'm just going to go ahead and connect it like this. So, and after that, just go ahead and cut out, then place it on another fabric, bringing out 2 inches allowance for the zipper allowance. Okay, and then cut. So for the neckline of the back piece, I'm just going to come down by 1. Okay, so because I want the back piece to be high neck, so I'm just going to come down by 1, and then I'm just going to cut it out. And after that, let me just go ahead and slit it open like this. So guys, I'm done cutting it, and it's time to put in the dart. Okay, so what I'm just doing here is to bring everything that I've just cut out now, and I'll place it together like this to get the same dart at once. So, and after that, for the upper part, I want to put a princess dart, so I'm just going to place everything together. I mean the upper side, both the back and the front piece. I'm just going to place it together like this, and then from the shoulder line I'll come down by 3 inches, and then I'm just going to connect it back to the dart line. Okay, it's just as very easy and simple. So I'll just go ahead and cut it out. If you have watched my previous video, you notice that when I always leave a bit on that princess that I don't normally cut it out entirely. So that's just it. So this is for the sleeve, and then I'll just go ahead and cut out a basic sleeve. Remember, you can just put any type of sleeve that you want, but this one I want to put a basic sleeve because I want to slit it open at the center part. So I'm just going to cut out. I'm just going to measure it out, and after that I'll go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so just go ahead and connect it, and after that I will cut it out. So I'm done cutting the first one. This is the second one. So after I'm done cutting it, I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So this is it. Just go ahead and slit it open like this, okay, from the center. Just go ahead and slit it open. So the next thing to do now is to cut out the band. So I'm just going to mark out 2 unfold, okay, measure out 2 unfold, and I will just go ahead and cut it out like this. Okay, so guys, just go ahead and measure. So the next thing now to cut out is the facing, okay. So because I'll not be putting lining on this, in case you don't want to put facing, you can just go ahead and use a bias strip for it, but here I want to put a facing, so I'll just go ahead and mark it out, cut out the neckline, and then mark out 2 inches round, okay, and then I'll go ahead and cut it out like this. So I'm done cutting it. Let me cut the back piece facing. So I'll fold another fabric like this, and I'm just going to bring the back piece and place it on top of it, okay, and then I will cut out just as the same way I cut out the front piece. First of all, cut out the neckline like this, and then the next thing is just to mark out 2 inches and then cut out. Guys, you can mark it 3 inches, you can make it 2 inches, all is the same thing. So I'm just going to slit it open, and then I'll move over to my weaving machine to weave the hemming, okay, to weave the down parts, and after that I'll go ahead and show you. So it's time to sew now. I'll start by sewing the darts together, okay. I'll move over to my sewing machine and I'll stitch that, okay. After the darts, I'll go ahead and attach the facing, okay. I'll just go ahead and sew it like this and then turn it over. For the down part, I'll fold it like this for the dart line. Then I'm just going to measure ½ inch in, ½ inch, and 5 inches down. So I'll just go ahead and sew it like this, and I'm just going to repeat everything on the back piece. So I'm done sewing the dart, and this is what it looks like, and I've also gone ahead to iron it open. So this is what we have now, and then this is the neckline. I've also gone ahead to sew the neckline. So what I'm just going to do now is to notch it out, and after notching it, I will flip it over and show you guys the next step. So guys, I'm done notching it out, so it's time to flip it over like this, okay. I'll flip it over like this, and I'll move over to my ironing table to iron it very flat, okay. And then I'll bring out my hemming gum. I'll use my hemming gum now because I don't want to sew something on it. I don't want any sewing thread to show on the front part, so I'll use my hemming gum to gum it together. So this is the back piece. I've already sewn the darts and then the neckline, so I'm just going to repeat whatever I did on the front piece on this part. So for the skirt part, the down part, this is just it. I'm done sewing the darts, and this is what it looks like, okay. So I also did the same thing on the back piece. So now I'm done ironing it, and this is what I have. I've also gone ahead to weave the facing, okay. So it's time for joining. Okay, it's time to join them together. So I'm just going to place it like this, making sure that the two darts aligns together, and I'll go ahead and pin them down before I move out to my sewing machine to stitch them. Okay, and whatever I did on that front piece is what I'm just going to repeat on the back piece. So I'm done sewing it, and this is what I have. Can you see how beautiful it looks? So this is the front piece. So it's now time for me to join the back piece together to form one piece. So I'll put the two of them together like this, and then I'll move over to my sewing machine to stitch it down. So what I'll just go ahead and do, remember that we brought out 2 inches for the zipper allowance and for the flap. So what I'm just going to do now is to come down from the half length with 7 inches, and from the down part with 7 inches. Then I'll just go ahead and mark it out like this. So I'll move over to my sewing machine now to sew it following the line that I just drew now. Okay, so for the zipper, I've already gone ahead to join the zipper, and this is what we have. Okay, so that's just it. So let me quickly start working on the flap area. So what I'll just go ahead and do now is to put them together like this. I'll make sure that the two of them rhyme together. Okay, make sure that it's very flat like this, and then I'll move over to my sewing machine to top stitch it. Okay, to secure it. Okay, so I'm just going to sew it like this. Okay, so it's now time to join the front and the back piece together. So I'm just going to place it together like this, the front facing the front, the right side facing the right side, and I'll move ahead and stitch the shoulder first, and after that this is the sleeve. So what I'll just go ahead and do is to fold it like this. I'll fold it into two like this, and then run a stitch on it, and whatever I did on the first part is what I'm just going to repeat on the rest. So I'm done sewing it, and this is what we have. So what I'm just going to do now is to move over to my sewing machine to stitch the up like this and the down like this, so that it will become one piece. And after that I'll go ahead and join the band like this. Okay, so I'm done sewing it, and it's time to fix the sleeve. Okay, so I'll open it up like this, and I'm just going to bring out the sleeve, and then I'll place it the right side facing the right side. Okay, right side facing the right side, and I'll just go ahead and use my pin to pin them down. So after pinning it down, I'll move ahead to my sewing machine to stitch it. Okay, so I'll go over to my sewing machine to stitch it together, and after that it's now time to join everything to close the dress. Okay, so using the my measurement divided by 2. Okay, I'll use the measurement divided by 2 for the bust line, waistline, and then the hip line. Okay, then for the sleeve, just go ahead and measure whatever measurements you have on your sleeve, and then sew it. So after I'm done sewing it, the next thing I'll do is to hem the down part. So I'll just go ahead and fold it in like this. Okay, I'm just going to fold it in. I'll fold it in like this, and then run a stitch around it. Okay, so that's just it. Let me quickly put it on the mannequin so that you can be able to see what we just did now. So this is just it. It's very fine. I'm telling you, the mannequin is not just giving justice. It's not just doing good to this dress. If you see it on the body of the owner, it's very beautiful. You can just go ahead and try this out, and then it's going to come out very beautiful. So thank you so very much for watching. Please, if you have not subscribed, hit on the subscription button, turn on your bell notification so that whenever I post a new video, you'll be notified. See you next time on my next video. Bye.